They were the best regular season team of all time, winning a record 73 games. He was the best player on the planet, in the middle of his prime. A year earlier, in the 2015 finals, the Warriors won their first title, despite the King averaging 36, 13, and 9. However, in the 2016 NBA Finals, LeBron's two All-Star teammates were healthy, which was supposed to make all the difference. And it didn't. After 4 games, Golden State had a 3-1 lead, winning all the games by double digits. At that point, it felt like the rest of the series was just a formality, because in the history of the NBA Finals, 32 teams had fallen to a 3-1 deficit, and all 32 lost. After Game 4, the odds for the Warriors winning the championship was at 96%, and outside of Ohio, nobody believed that the Cavs could turn the series around. But then, this happened.
What happened? What Clay said?
Yeah, and what crosses the line?
No, I'm not. What did you say Clay said?
Clay said, I guess he just got his feelings hurt.
Oh, my goodness.
You could see in LeBron's eyes that he was now more determined to win than he'd ever been in his life, outside of maybe that Game 6 in Boston. Before the Cavs boarded the plane to go to Oakland for Game 5, LeBron sent a group text to his teammates. I know we're down 3-1, but if you don't think we can win this series, then don't get on the effing plane. And what happened next was history.
Let's go!
This is the biggest comeback in NBA Finals history, culminating in arguably the most legendary Game 7 of all time. But before Steph and the Warriors won their first championship, the widespread belief in the NBA was that you can't win the title with an offense primarily based on jump shooting.
Jumpers, I always said, jumpers are like pretty girls. They're really good looking when they going in, but then when you realize that pretty girl is dumb, you're in for a long date.
A lot of people say it's ruined the game, but I think it's kind of just been an innovative aspect of the game, to be honest.
But the Warriors proved everyone wrong in 2015. Steve Kerr's team played at the fastest pace in the NBA. They were second in the league in three-point makes and first in accuracy. With the second best offense and the number 1 defense in the league, Golden State lost just 3 games on their way to the 2015 finals. And against LeBron James, who had a monster series, the Warriors struggled at first, as Cleveland took a 2-1 lead in the series, even without the injured Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving. But after they inserted Andre Iguodala into the starting lineup, there was nothing that the Cavs could do against the Warriors' small ball, which killed them with pace, space, and three-pointers. The championship went to Oakland.
It's just a whole nother level of freedom after that. When you got one, like we can get greedy now.
And when the 2016 season started, the league still hadn't gotten the memo about the future of basketball. Most NBA teams still played with traditional non-shooting big men. And when those teams faced the Warriors, they simply couldn't keep up. Utilizing the strength, mobility, and defensive genius of Draymond Green at center, who was strong enough to battle bigger players in the post, and quicker than all of them, the Dubs were killing opponents in transition, thriving on open looks created by Green's playmaking and the gravity of the Splash Brothers shooting. The 5-man lineup of Iguodala, Curry, Thompson, Green, and Barnes was soon named the Death Lineup. And even though Curry used it sporadically, when all 5 were on the floor, they were unstoppable. The Death Lineup was deployed in 37 games of the regular season, outscoring opponents by 166 points in 172 minutes, for an average advantage of 47 points per 100 possessions. And the only reason that Kerr didn't use them more is because he didn't have to. Golden State's defensive versatility and juggernaut three-point shooting quickly blew out most opponents, and the Death Lineup was only needed in close games. The Warriors opened the season with 24 straight wins, an NBA record to start the season.
We started off 24-0. That part of it alone was
I forgot about that part.
Yeah, that part was the craziest thing in the world, just because we had OD confidence, we had chemistry, like you said. Let's just go win every single game.
At midpoint, the Dubs were 37-4, after which talk of breaking the Chicago Bulls record of 72 wins started gaining traction. Golden State entered the final month of the season with a 60-6 record, and then they decided to really go for it. Even though their key players would have benefited from getting rest, the record was now their main goal, and everybody played as much as possible. But it paid off, because the Warriors did the impossible and broke the Bulls record, finishing the regular season with 73 wins and just 9 losses.
I know we can appreciate 73, but hopefully one day we can appreciate the entire body of work that we've accomplished, and hopefully there's a Larry O'Brien trophy next to us.
Steph Curry became the first unanimous MVP in league history after he led the NBA in scoring with 30.1 points per game and hit a surreal 402 threes in a season. crushing his previous record by 116. However, it all seemed to be in vain. After they defeated the Rockets and the Blazers in 5 games, in the Western Conference Finals against OKC, the Warriors were losing 3-1 in the series, and their storybook season was in serious trouble. Only 9 teams in NBA history had overcome a 3-1 series deficit, and the Thunder had Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, arguably 2 of the top 5 players in the league at the time. But the Warriors won Game 5 at home, and largely thanks to Klay Thompson's scorching hot hand, they somehow survived Game 6, overcoming a double-digit deficit in the fourth quarter, with Klay hitting 6 threes and scoring 19 points in the final quarter.
So I remember coming out the gate early that game, and it felt good. Everything was in rhythm, and it just happened to be one of those nights, man. I barely remember the moments, honestly, but you watch the footage and be like, I can't believe I shot that shot. And it went in, like a lot of them, I'm like, dang.
In Game 7, it was Curry's turn, and with 36 points, the league MVP led the Warriors to another victory and another NBA Finals. And there, once again, were the Cleveland Cavaliers, who had some trouble during the regular season, firing coach David Blatt midway through the year, despite Cleveland sitting on top of the conference at the time. However, once the assistant Tyronn Lue took over, it was smooth sailing, and the Cavs' team chemistry massively improved. Cleveland finished the regular season with 57 wins, enough for the top seed in the East. But unlike the Warriors, who nearly blew it against the Thunder, the Cavs crushed their opponents on the way to the finals. The Pistons and Hawks got swept, and even though Toronto seemingly kept the series close after tying it at 2 games apiece, the Cavs destroyed them in Games 5 and 6, with an average margin of victory of 32 points.
Game 1, NBA Finals, what it's all about, man.
Our goal is to win a championship, and it's one that's realistic for us. We're ready and poised for that opportunity. A lot of work to do to get there, though.
Enjoy every moment. Enjoy the atmosphere. Every second, every minute, every play, every possession. Enjoy it, all right?
But when the finals started, the Warriors quickly put the hammer down and showed Cleveland they were not the Toronto Raptors, and they'd have to work for every point they got. Game 1 of the finals was competitive in the first 3 quarters, but then an unexpected hero showed up for the Warriors and put the game away. It was Shaun Livingston, the Warriors' backup point guard, leading all Dubs players in scoring, with a playoff career-high 20 points, including 10 in the fourth quarter. Golden State won by 15, once again showcasing their catchphrase, strength in numbers, as 7 of their players scored in double digits.
Can't look anywhere in this arena, Shaun, without seeing the strength in numbers. How does this group embody that slogan?
Yeah, that's our motto. That's what we believe in. We pick each other up, and we believe in each other, and we just fight.
And this loss was especially demoralizing for Cleveland because they limited the Splash Brothers to just 20 combined points on 8 for 27 shooting, and they still lost by 15.
Our defense was great, and you guys took care of the ball. And again, through that, we always have a great chance to win.
In Game 2, the Cavs hung on in the first quarter, but then got completely wiped out. In the next 3 quarters, the Warriors demolished Cleveland, winning 110-77. It was the 7th biggest margin of victory in NBA Finals history, and once again, neither Splash Brother scored 20 points. Instead, it was Draymond Green with a hot shooting hand.
Out to Green, tries another 3, puts it in. Draymond Green lighting it up.
Hitting 5 of his 8 3-pointers for a 28-point performance.
The first 2 games, I thought they blew us out, on their floor because we wasn't ready for their speed and the pace of how they play. You can prepare for it all you want, but until you actually get a chance to get on the floor and see how fast they play, how hard they cut, you really don't know.
But when the series got to Cleveland for Game 3, it was the Cavaliers who punched the Warriors in the mouth early, with Kyrie Irving scoring as much as the entire Golden State team in the first quarter. The Warriors cut the 17-point deficit to just 8 at halftime, but the Cavs stepped on the gas in the second half, ultimately winning by 30 points, despite missing Kevin Love, who was out of the game due to a concussion he suffered in Game 2. Game 4 was the closest game of the series up to that point, as Golden State held just a 1-point lead going into the fourth quarter. It looked like the game could swing either way. But that's when the greatest shooter of all time finally caught his stride. See, Steph's shooting was below par in the first 3 games, as he failed to crack 20 points all series. And the same with his splash brother Klay. But in the fourth quarter of Game 4, Curry took over, scoring 13 of Golden State's 29 points, en route to a 38-point night, with the Warriors winning by 11. The Warriors made 17 3-pointers, then an NBA record for a single finals game, and the first time in the finals that a team made more 3s than 2s. However, Game 4 won't be remembered for this record or any of Steph's clutch buckets, but for Draymond Green and his habit of hitting players in the family jewels. With less than 3 minutes left to play in the game, and with the Warriors up by 10, Green committed the costliest mistake of his career. The contact with LeBron's
testicles, 1-2,
earned Draymond his 4th flagrant foul in the postseason, which was an automatic 1-game suspension. When asked about the incident, Klay Thompson made the costliest quote of his career. "Guys talk trash in this league all the time. I'm just kind of shocked some guys take it so personal. I don't know how James feels, but obviously people have feelings, and people's feelings get hurt even if they're called a bad word."
I guess his feelings just got hurt.
And when he heard that, LeBron took the high road, but deep inside, he was livid.
Klay said, I guess he just got his feelings hurt.
It's so hard to take the high road. I've been doing it for 13 years. It's so hard to continue to do it, and I'm gonna do it again. At the end of the day, we got to go out. We got to show up and play better tomorrow night. And if we don't, then they're gonna be back-to-back champions.
Despite the deep hole that his team was in, the King had the ultimate belief in himself, and Klay's comments unleashed LeBron's killer instinct. Even though the rest of the world believed the Cavs were toast, LeBron knew that they were gonna make a comeback.
We were in Oakland. We went to their practice facility, the Golden State Warriors, and it was the one, Klay Thompson had started talking about how they were better than the Showtime Lakers. So we're going over the Bay Bridge, and that commentary is just still picking up. It's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, it's on all these social platforms.
Yep.
Oh, sports radio, everything.
Crazy.
And that's when Bron just said, he looked around and goes, "You know what, guys? It's written. We're going to win tomorrow night. We're going to have a huge game. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to the last few minutes. We're not losing at home. Game 7, anything can happen." That's how it played out.
I started just automatically thinking about how we can be better for Game 5. I sent every guy a text that night and told them, don't listen to nobody right now besides the 14 guys in the locker room, the coaching staff. Let's make history.
And when Game 5 started, James went on an absolute tear, scoring 25 points in the first half, while Kyrie Irving had 18.
James with 4 to shoot. He's going to have to knock up a 3. And does! LeBron James with his 3rd three-pointer.
But despite the absence of Draymond, the Warriors weren't going anywhere. And largely due to Klay Thompson's 26 points, the game was dead even at halftime. But early in the third, a disaster struck for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut, their best rebounder and interior defender, hurt his knee, and he was out of the series. Without Draymond and Bogut, the Warriors had a big hole under the basket that nobody on their team could fill.
Ironically, the game Draymond's out, both Bron and Kyrie go for 40.
Yeah.
First time ever they go in the finals, they go for 40 apiece. I'm like, could have used Draymond back there. Yeah.
LeBron and Irving finished with 41 points each, becoming the first pair of teammates to score 40 in a finals game. And the Cavs won Game 5, 112-97. And the Cavs coach, Ty Lue, was extremely confident that they'd be coming back to Oakland for Game 7.
So after Game 5, actually, we were going home for Game 6. So we won Game 5. We're in the locker room. And I had everybody in the locker room give me $200. So all the players, Mr. Gilbert, Griff, everybody gave me $200. And they said, "What you doing with this money?" So I wrapped it up and actually got the video on my phone. And I put it in the ceiling and said, "We're coming back for Game 7 and get our money."
And when the series returned to Cleveland for Game 6, LeBron had another performance for the ages. The King had complete control on both ends of the floor, and the Cavs blew the Warriors out from the jump, winning the first quarter by 20.
And Curry has to back off as James throws it down.
And Cleveland maintained that lead until the end of the game. Whenever the Warriors came close, LeBron was there to stop them, and the Cavs won 115-101. James finished that game with 41 points, including 18 straight points from the end of the third quarter to the 7-minute mark of the fourth. LeBron also had 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 3 blocks, while only committing 1 turnover in one of the best all-around games ever.
Mentally and physically, I'm telling you,
And in the end, it all came down to Game 7. Only the 4th time that happened in the NBA Finals since 1994. But of all the Game 7s, this one was arguably the most legendary and one of the biggest nail-biters ever. The two teams exchanged the lead 20 times with 11 ties. And with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left, the score was tied at 89. For the next 3 minutes, neither team could buy a bucket, as everyone was completely exhausted. But then, it looked like the Warriors would break the tie, as Andre Iguodala led the 2-on-1 fast break. And what followed next was the greatest chase-down block in the history of basketball.
It was a 2-on-1 fast break, and probably 99.9% of the time that's going to be a finish between Steph and Iguodala. I was just like, I can't give up on this play. We've come so far.
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James! LeBron James with the rejection.
With 1 minute 9 to play and the score still tied, the Cavs called a timeout. As Ty Lue gathered the team, James emphatically pointed to Irving, with the full belief in his running mates scoring in isolation. The Cavs then ran a screen with J.R. Smith forcing Curry to guard Kyrie.
Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown! And the Cavaliers by 3!
Despite having a 3-point advantage with 53 seconds to go, it was still a one-possession game. The Warriors used the same tactic as the Cavs did moments earlier, hunting Kevin Love in the pick and roll, forcing him to guard Steph on the perimeter. Love was the Warriors' preferred target, and throughout the 30 minutes he played in Game 7, the Warriors scored 28 points with Love as the primary defender. However, with the clock winding down, Love moved his feet like he never moved them before, contesting Curry's shot as well as he could, forcing a missed three-pointer from Steph. With their final possession, the Cavs needed a bucket to put the game away, and Kyrie drove the ball hard right, passing to cutting LeBron, who soared for a dunk, only to be fouled hard by Draymond.
James misses the jam, but fouled!
James landed on the floor and grimaced in pain, but the game still wasn't out of reach, and he needed to make at least one free throw. LeBron missed the first, but made the second, with 10 seconds left on the clock.
Rattles in the second. 4-point game. Timeout Golden State.
After a timeout, Steph had another 3-point attempt to cut the lead to 1, but his shot missed the target, and the Cavs could finally celebrate.
It's over! It's over! Cleveland is a city of champions once again! The Cavaliers are NBA champions!
After 52 long and painful years, the city of Cleveland finally won the championship, which was echoed by one of the most legendary shoutouts ever.
Cleveland! This is for you!
That championship team that's in that locker room right there, we got to give them a lot of credit. They did an amazing job. And for us, it was just about being resilient and coming in and taking care of business. But, I mean, this is one for the books, literally. One for the books.
That type of thing you just can't draw out. But I just remember how locked in we were, and that still today resonates with me in such a big way.
Playoff run, obviously 7-3-9. Then we get into the playoffs, I get hurt, miss 3 weeks of the playoffs, come back. We get to Western Conference Finals, we're down 3-1. People think our season's over with. Come back. So we were on both sides of a 3-1 situation.
That was a special season. We didn't finish the job, but that's a season I'll never forget, man.
There's always gonna be that just awkward acknowledgement of an amazing regular season, and then in the finals, obviously, I think the wheels just fell off. And Kyrie and LeBron played unbelievable for 3 straight games. I don't think people talk about that part of it as much. It's always we all sucked. We got beat. We didn't lose. We got beat.
In Game 7, James led all Cavaliers with 27 points and became only the 3rd player in NBA history to record a triple-double in an NBA Finals Game 7 by adding 11 assists and 11 rebounds. With 29.7 points, 11.3 rebounds, 8.9 assists, 2.6 steals, and 2.3 blocks per game, LeBron also became the first player ever to lead both teams in all 5 major statistical categories in any playoff series, and he deservingly won the Finals MVP. The Cavaliers became the first team in NBA history to come back from a 3-1 series deficit to win the NBA Finals, as well as the first road team to win a Finals Game 7 since the 1978 Washington Bullets. Game 7 of the 2016 Finals was the most watched game in NBA Finals history, and with plenty of lead changes and some of the most legendary plays ever, it's safe to say that this was the best Finals game of all time.
We win a championship, everybody's going crazy. And so I go in the ceiling and get the money. And so first thing Bron asked me, hey man, where's that money? I said, man, I don't know, it disappeared, but I kept it for myself.
Thank you for watching Nonstop. And if you like this video, we have another one for you right here.